Hey, what's going on, guys? This is my Ring of Honor DVD review of The Omega Effect. This took place back in November, right after Aries versus Richards. Just another very good show. This is a pretty good double shot, actually. So first up, we had the Young Bucks versus the Flatliners. The Flatliners were they're a much bigger tag team. They're pretty big guys, so they faced the Young Bucks, and I thought this was made for an interesting matchup. It was a pretty good opener. It wasn't great, but it was acceptable. I thought it was a little bit better than the opener the night before with the Briscoes and the House of Truth. So, all right, next up we had a fatal four-way, four-corner survival match. We had Claudio, Castagnoli, Colt Cabana, Grizzly, Redwood, and Delirious. I mean, this is your typical generic ROH four-way match that they'll do in the undercard. Nothing really special. It didn't go too long, but it was really fun to watch. I mean, it was okay. Grizzly, Redwood provide a lot of entertainment and energy, and Claudio looked pretty good. And it was okay. Next up, we had Rhett, Titus, and Kenny King versus the Super Smash Brothers. This was pretty good. The Super Smash Brothers hit a lot of nice offense, more so than they did the night before, which was nice to see. And then we had the highlight of the match was Kenny King. Kenny King was really entertaining because he was going back and forth with the fans. He did some pretty dirty things out there, so it was a pretty funny match. It was okay, but like I said before, I think Kenny King and Rhett Titus, I think they need to stop teaming up together. So I think it's just time to move on. All right, next up we had El Generico versus Katsuhiko Nakajima. A great match. As expected. I'm pretty sure everyone thought the Nakajima matches were at least going to deliver on the 4-star level. Both times, and that's exactly what happened. El Generico is very reliable. Let me see that. He's very underrated. Every time this guy is in a main event type of match, he pretty much always delivers. I mean, he works pretty well with the Japanese guys, so I knew this would be good. I remember he had a match with Shingo and PWG from earlier on this year at the PWG Show of the Year. I'm not going to say the name because it's too hard to pronounce, but yeah, Shingo and Generico put on a great match back in September, and these two guys put on another great match. I mean, this was personally, I didn't think this was as good as the Kenny Omega match the night before with Nakajima, but from start to finish, this was a little bit more entertaining. But the ending kind of caught me off guard. But great stuff. El Generico pulled out the torpedo DDT spot, which is pretty awesome. Every time he does that, Nakajima looked very good here. A lot of nice suplexes, a lot of nice kicks from both guys. Just these two made a great combination. It was a great match. I was just slightly disappointed with the finish, and I just didn't think it was as good as the Kenny Omega match the night before, but still a very good match. All right, next up we had Tyler Black versus Roderick Strong. This is a pick 6 match. Tyler Black was actually ranked number 2, and Roderick Strong was actually ranked number 3. I wasn't aware that Black and Strong actually had this many matches. I know they had a match at Eye of the Storm 2, and now they actually had a match in this show as well. So they actually faced each other 2 times since the Survival of the Fittest match. This was extraordinary, though. This was awesome. This was this was just as good as the stuff that did at Survival of the Fittest. It was really that good. I'm guessing the reason why people aren't that high on it is because it went to a time limit. But I think it actually works here because, you just had Tyler Strong. I'm sorry, you had Tyler Black just go over Roderick Strong. So it's like, why would you want to have Tyler Black go over him twice? And at the same time, is it really that smart to have Roderick go over Tyler Black right before Final Battle? Because Tyler Black is the #1 contender. So I thought it was booked beautifully. It definitely sets up a nice rematch in the future. So I thought it was fine. And like I said, this is really good. The stuff between both these guys were awesome. The crowd was really into both guys, but they really weren't. They really didn't pick a side though. They were pretty much neutral. So, but like I said, the near falls were pretty good, and it was pretty intense. It was pretty fast paced. Just excellent stuff. So, all right. Next up, we had Erick Stevens and Joey Ryan versus J. Mark Briscoe. This is actually pretty good. I didn't expect much from it, but there were some pretty hot tags. Jay Briscoe looked really good here, actually, and Prince Nana actually interfered and everything. So I thought this could have been a lot better, but actually it was pretty good, though. I thought it was solid tag team wrestling. I'm trying to remember something in particular about the match that stood out, but I really can't put my finger on it. The finish was kind of weak, but it kind of made sense, though. But a pretty good showing from the Briscoes. It wasn't that bad. I'd probably give it like 3 stars. All right, so next up we had Chris Hero, that young knockout kid who was ranked #1 actually in the Pick 6 at the time, facing Kevin Steen. And pretty good story here. Kevin Steen cut a really funny promo before the match. I think Chris Hero said in the video wire or something that he was going to take Kevin Steen's lunch. And then Kevin Steen said, you know, the one thing you don't do is take, you can do whatever you want to me. You can beat the crap out of me, just don't take my food. Like, don't fuck with my food. So that was a pretty funny promo. And then the match was pretty good. I didn't expect much from it because I knew Kevin Steen was hurt. But this was like a slugfest. You know, they really gave it their all. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it was very drawn out. The crowd got into it towards the end. I mean, they were pretty hot towards the finish, but they went pretty long. They got a lot of time out there, and you know, it was a very scrappy kind of match. You know, like it wasn't pretty, but it was very hard fought. So that's probably the best way to sum up this match. So definitely check it out. I'll probably give it 3 1/4 stars. All right, so the main event, we have Austin Aries defending the ROH World Title against Kenny Omega. This was excellent, as I was expecting. I mean, people have been anticipating this match for a while. They set this up beautifully at the Death Before Dishonor weekend. They could have easily. Now, if Gabe Sapolsky was still booking ROH, he probably would have threw the Omega Aries match. He probably would have threw that away at Death Before Dishonor. But you know, they actually built up to this match very nicely. I mean, they set that match. They set this match up from Death Before Dishonor. So, because that took place back in Canada, and they were here in Ontario, Canada again. So it made sense to book the official match between Aries and Omega, and this is pretty good. It went really long. This went almost as long as Richards versus Aries, which I was not too pleased about. You know, I wish they wouldn't book Aries in these longer matches. I thought it could have even been better if it was maybe 30 minutes, but this went maybe 40 minutes actually. So maybe 35 actually. But it was really good though. You know, it was Aries didn't kill himself again. Like, he's wrestling these really smart matches where he's trying to conserve his energy, but at the same time he's trying to dissect his opponent. So, but you know, the match did pick up. Kenny Omega hit all his nice spots, and you know, the crowd wasn't super into it, but you know, for the last 5 minutes, I'll give the crowd credit. They were crazy here. They went crazy for the finish. They were really into this match. This was definitely the match of the night. Omega and Aries told a good story. They had pretty good chemistry, and I wasn't that big of a fan of the finish, but you know, it is what it is. Just an excellent match, and this had a lot of build-up to it as well. So you know, normally we don't really get that with the ROH World Title matches, but this was very solid. The Omega Effect, I'm going to say this is definitely on par with Aries versus Richards. I'm going to say these two shows are just about even. I really can't decide what was the better show. I think Aries versus Richards was slightly better than Aries and Omega, but it's pretty close though. You know, so that's pretty much it. Here we go. The Omega Effect, available right now. All right.